the difficulty is in being able to break up concrete slabs without injuring the victims down below and doing that. So it's obviously a very delicate operation.
Rescue efforts reach a critical stage for those still trapped under the rubble in George. El Nino weather hits Kenya with flash flooding and cholera. Another victim of corruption, or something else going on? Why has the Johannesburg Library been closed since 2021? Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
One person has been killed during a shootout between police and a suspected gang on the Marlborough Drive off-ramp in Sandton, Johannesburg. It's understood the group had robbed a business in Centurion, where a victim was shot and rushed to hospital. They were then followed by a police helicopter before being accosted by the authorities.
Officers waited at the Woodmead off-ramp and the sought vehicle was spotted. Officers initiated a takedown and the vehicle failed to stop. A chase ensued with the officers in hot pursuit. 5 occupants from the vehicle exited whilst shooting at the officers. Officers returned fire. 1 suspect sustained fatal injuries and the other 4 managed to evade.
And still, they wait for news of their loved ones trapped under the rubble in George. At least 39 construction workers remain unaccounted for. Hospitals in the Garden Route have cleared trauma halls and emergency rooms to manage the influx of victims from the collapsed building.
There's been a drastic change in the mood here on the site of a building collapse in Victoria Street in George. A short while ago, a body was extracted from this rubble mound, and officials are now dealing with that situation. It's expected to be another long night, with earth machinery being called in from Cape Town to continue with the recovery operation and peel concrete slabs off each other here in the rubble as the operation continues.
So why is the Johannesburg Library, a protected heritage building full of valuable book collections, still not open to the public? What is happening behind those closed doors? It's been shut since May 2021 after a reported number of structural issues. And that's despite more than 68 million rand having been spent on renovations in 2012. The organisation Undoing Tax Abuse says that the city of Johannesburg has ignored requests to have access to the engineer, architect, emergency management services reports detailing why the library has been emptied of staff and closed to the public with no timeline for reopening.
There is an incomplete fire suppression system which needs to be completed. It's a matter of urgency because all those papers, some of which are very rare, are a fire risk. But that should take no more than a couple of months, and thereafter the library can be opened. And there are some other work that needs to be done. There's a leaking roof that needs to be potentially redesigned and rebuilt, but that can be done while the library is open.
South Africans want good, affordable healthcare for all. We want nurses and doctors in jobs. It's just not happening. Not only are thousands of nurses sitting at home, unemployed and unable to provide desperately needed services, but private hospitals that have capacity are only allowed to train a limited number of nurses. In 2019, several private hospitals appealed to the SA Nursing Council to lift a restriction on the number of nurses they could train. In that time, South Africa's 2 biggest hospital groups, Netcare and Mediclinic, were only allowed to train 303 nurses.
There's something at play here which we don't understand, and we're not going to give up. We know we have to train more nurses. We're not stopping. So we weather the frustrations. We humor the answers that we don't necessarily agree with, in some instances don't even understand, and we keep going. So I don't have a reasonable answer to provide back to you to say we are at odds on a particular or one particular topic. It's played out all over the place, and it's just not right for the country. So our stance is, for the good of the country and for the good of society, we have to solve this problem, and fast. Because one day we're all going to need nurses. We will get to that age, and we've got to do something about it now.
Costa Tit's family finally gets closure after the cause of death is revealed. The 27-year-old rapper passed away over a year ago after collapsing on stage at the Ultra Music Festival in South Africa. Many speculated that it was related to his epilepsy or drug use. Costa's mother confirmed that he had a heart condition. She says, amid speculations, our team and family have collaborated with pathologists to unveil the true cause of his passing. The post-mortem examination revealed significant strain on Costa's heart, unbeknownst to him, compounded by enduring stress and fatigue. And this culmination likely led to an irregular heartbeat, triggering the seizure that claimed his life. After the rain in Kenya comes the cholera. The World Health Organization says 44 cases of the disease have been reported in Tana River County, one of the areas hardest hit by widespread flooding. Cholera is an acute intestinal infection that spreads through contaminated food and water and typically causes severe diarrhea, vomiting, and muscle cramps. It can be especially dangerous for children. The flooding in Kenya has killed 238 people, while more than 200,000 have been made homeless. And we leave you with that. I'll see you for more again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.